Welcome everyone to the PJ's Cast. I'm your host Pierce, alongside of my good pals, cohorts, foot up my ass, and Dylan. I am your host, the Bayball Watcher.
Is that my name
Welcome,
today? Can I only be referred to as foot up my ass?
foot up my ass. What are you thinking about the Leafs right now?
Not anything particularly different than I usually do. I feel a little bit better about their playoff hopes this year because they have Ryan O'Reilly and they didn't get Brandon Hagel and they didn't get Taylor Hall, so now we have Nolan
They didn't
Chari.
get Channer
So,
Jeannot.
hey,
Where did Tanner
hey,
Jeannot
hey,
go?
hey, hey.
Where did how who,
Certainly, he didn't go in the division. No.
and whatever team paid for traded for him? Surely they didn't give up that much for it to get him. They didn't have
That's
to pay
so
a
funny.
pretty
That's
penny.
so funny. That's so funny. But
Dude, king of comedy. That's me.
King
Change your name to that. We got the Bayball Watcher, foot up my ass, and the King of Comedy.
King of
A
comedy.
dynamic trio.
Because you're being they're recasting King. They're recasting Dylan as King. It's insane. No. I mean, I feel alright about the Leafs. They're fine. I'm much more interested to talk about the Hawks, though.
Oh, I thought we were going to talk about it.
Leftwich. It's a Marvel
It's a
Leftwich.
Marvel Leftwich.
Guys, the way you get it's Marvel Leftwich is super cool. You know.
It's just like indie project. You wouldn't know.
Maybe when I hear "Gimme Shelter" by the Rolling Stones start playing, and I see Robert De Niro, holy crap! I'm in a Martin Scorsese film.
It's actually Martin
Holy
Scorsese.
flick.
Holy
Yeah,
flick!
time.
I'm in a Martin Scorsese movie. Holy flick!
Oh, heaven.
With Robert De Niro.
Robert. Oh, Robert.
A24 is Fantastic Four.
What the fuck is the start to the podcast? Let's talk about. Let's talk about.
Chalk it up to cold openings.
Yeah. Let's talk about the Blackhawks because they are the talk of the town, don't you know? They're just everyone's talking about them on the Twitter. When you open that timeline up, they're like, "Hey, the Blackhawks, they've lost 7 games in a row, and they're 3-13 and 1 since the trade deadline."
That's great that you've opened
Let's
up
talk
your
about
specific niche timeline that would actually have any of us on them. But yeah, 7 losses in a row for the Chicago Blackhawks. We're all kind of having a little bit of a crisis a couple of weeks ago, thinking how in the world is this team going to get anywhere not the 5th overall pick? They are now
We are back,
officially
baby. Let's go.
last
Tied for
place
last.
in the NHL. 7 games left. They can
Worst
fuck it
points
up,
percentage.
but
Columbus has a game in hand with the same amount of points.
yes.
Yeah, they're losing right at the right time. You might even say they're peaking at the right time for their tank odds. I say.
You know, it's
Yeah. Wow. What an analysis. Even like sighed like you were going to say something and then just.
Yeah, no, I was thinking, I was like, you know what? I don't think I have any thoughts. So, no. I don't think thoughts.
No
happen
thoughts,
next week
just
today.
Literally just lose the next 7 and I won't have to sit here and complain all off season. Because I'm sorry if they even win 2 more games, I'm livid. Like,
I mean,
the Sharks are doing exactly what I don't want them to do, which is fucking start win hockey games and start getting extra pity points. I swear on all that is holy if this team starts trying to actually play well, especially now that a certain someone's back in the lineup. I'm going to be a little pissed. Not going to lie.
who could that be in reference to? I'm wondering.
Oh, just, certain captain of the Blackhawks is back on the ice, and apparently out of the blue is now back in the lineup tomorrow against New Jersey. So good for Taves for being back and all. It's just like, holy crap, if this is what fucks it up, I'm going to be a little upset.
Yeah.
Not going to lie.
We got New Jersey. I keep forgetting the last.
If it's going to be one win, it better be against those losers. It better be against them. I promise you.
Hey,
Devils.
I heard they handled the kid line very well last night.
Yeah, Brad Pack can get fucked. Let's not even talk about him. Brad Pack, go fuck yourself.
Stop saying his name. Yeah. Mute this whole conversation. I'm not even kidding. Like, do not give these losers fucking airtime. Speaking
More
generally
like
here.
The brat suck.
No, I'm not even going to say his name. anyways,
Yeah.
this is
I want to read a quote from Luke Richardson. Luke Richardson on Jonathan Tay's return. He's like, well, it's not going to be perfect. It might be ugly. I said, we're a little bit ugly right now, so you'll fit right now.
real.
That's kind of
But
funny,
also what
actually.
you said is like 10 times
Good
funnier,
banter.
which is like that read like a Drake lyric. And now, and I sat there in the fucking car wash laughing my ass off today. Because
I'm glad I could give you a car wash laugh.
I'm just like imagining Luke Richardson spitting a Drake lyric off at the fucking at the podium after practice.
Luke Richardson losing a bunch of games after he thought they were going to win and screw up the tank. Oh, I fell off. Oh, I needed that.
Right.
Luke Richardson when he sees a new team next year. I was trying to do that lyric where he's just like, "Who the fuck are y'all?"
Oh,
Anyways, someone's telephone is ringing.
yeah, that's not a telephone. That's a tornado warning.
Oh, okay. That is that is not a phone. That
Ooh.
is a tornado warning. Damn. Okay.
Ooh. Anyways,
That's like, look, Luke Richardson's had some real stuff to say. I remember right at the beginning. At the beginning of the year, he's like, "Yeah, it's gonna be a long season." Started handing out beers to everyone at the press conference.
Another beer.
And then another beer. And then he was just like Jared Torrey. He's like, yeah, he could be a bouncer at a bar. He's so real.
He keeps the season lighthearted for as bleak as it's been. So that's nice.
Yeah.
yeah.
This season does not feel nowhere as long as it did last year. Last year felt like an eternity. And obviously, there were so many other factors, but like, it did. This was a long season, but all in all, like compared to last year, it felt like it went by so.
Last year, oh my god, that is the worst season of hockey I've ever had to endure, without any question. I think any Blackhawks fan would agree.
Mm-hmm.
There couldn't be a worse season. That was a season from hell. But
I don't know. The last 5 seasons are all blur. I don't really like, besides the off ice stuff to make last year a little worse. Like it was like the same as 2017-18 to me. I don't know. All these years were like they just stink it up. It all blends together, and this qualifies as stinking it up. So. But like, this is like stinking it up with a purpose, so I could somewhat respect that, I guess. But
what's the worst place you could be in sports? Sucking on accident. The worst.
Exhibit A. Probably the Columbus. Well, actually, the worst place you could be is trying to suck on purpose and your team being good. Enter the Arizona Coyotes.
The Vancouver Canucks are another example.
The Vancouver Canucks were trying to make the playoffs this year. Don't let anyone try to tell you otherwise. They were not tanking this year. They weren't.
No.
And the thing is, they don't suck enough to even qualify as sucking. They're like Blues level of sucking, where it's just get your head out of your ass and maybe you win a couple more games. But don't worry, guys. They're on a 104-point pace since Rick Tocchet's taken over. When's the last time that's happened when the new interim coach has taken over and has had a 100-point pace at the end of the season? Hopefully this works out this time. I swear to God, like it's Stockholm Syndrome looking at this team. Like it's ridiculous.
Well, if that were the case with the other coach, they should have kept him. They didn't fire him, right? Like this is still the same coach we're talking about, right?
Yeah, totally. Like this is totally not happening again in the exact same freaking way it happened last time. But yeah, no, it could be worse. Like I always say, it's just like I just really want this season to be over with at this point.
Yeah, I want playoffs.
Yeah, I want playoffs. I don't want to see this team anymore until May 8th or whatever the hell this stupid lottery is. And then I want to see that ball drop to wherever we fall 2 spots, because that's where I'm at with this draft lottery at this point. The ball has not moved off the one seed the dead last team has gotten it every year since this new formation's been kicked in. It will be this year when we finish dead last that we don't get it. Promise you. Because I'm pretty sure they implemented it in the power draft, if I recall, with like the new draft lottery to where like the top 3 don't move up. It's just the top 2. But
yeah, you can only drop 2. I think if you're outside, like
because the Red Wings
and you can only move up 10.
Well, the Red Wings fucking didn't get Lafreniere,
Oh
so odds got
no.
changed, which is it.
They only got Lucas Raymond. Oh no.
Yeah,
Darn.
it's just amazing how they really do make these rules on the fly. Oh, it didn't work out this time. Odds change. Fuck it. Just do it NFL style. That's how I see it.
Imagine.
They'll never do that. They'll never do that. I'm surprised the NFL doesn't even do a lottery system because like they want to get tanking out of the league in general too.
Just keep it simple.
They used to do it like in the 80s and the 90s when Mario Lemieux was a prospect. There were teams that were openly tanking. Like GMs came out and said, "Yeah, we're gonna go for this guy." And of course, the Penguins got Mario Lemieux first overall.
The tanking's never happened. So
and it's never happened again where they got a generational player to save that franchise.
It never happened to the Oilers or the Leafs. No. Definitely not.
Yeah, here's in Buffalo. Here's the thing too. Like you're in the spot you want to be in now. Congratulations. Don't do what the Sabres did with Jack Eichel. Because I don't know if you guys just read, he made the playoffs for the first time in Czech's notes 8 fucking seasons. And he's over like 500 points in this league. Because Buffalo fumbled a top prospect and did not know what to do and did not know how to build around him. So I promise you, your job just got started. You got the teardown is almost complete. You're almost in dead last.
The studs.
You better fucking get. It's like the same shit I said with polls last offseason. You better fucking get started now. You've done your teardown. Now start building back up. I don't care. I'm not expecting them to go playoffs overnight if they get Bedard or some shit. I'm just saying Bedard should not be playing with Jason Dickinson in the top 6 next year. Because if he is, that's a disgrace. I'm sorry. Especially with the amount of money they're going to have to not just, I would say play with, but have to use because they have to hit the floor. So something's got to give. And I'm just like, at this point, I'm just waiting to see what that's going to be. And I'm not going to know for 3 months. So,
yeah, I mean, like, there's so much time to see, what happens there. But I 110% agree. This is where you start. Like, this is the end. Again, big asterisk if they get Bedard or Fantilli. It's the end of a long, long season, but this is
even if you're dead last, your floor right now would be Leo Carlson if you finish dead last. So look at it like that. Get started.
I'm talking if you do get Bedard or Fantilli, right? If you get one of those two, huge win, fantastic. But again, just like Eichel, there's so much to do. And they have a lot of great prospects, but a lot of these teams did when they got these guys. Just this is where it starts. There's a lot more to be done, but man, I don't know, man. It's nice to be back in that last spot. It's nice to be a little more comfortable. I will say that. I did not think that they were going to be back here right now. No chance in the world. They lose 7 in a row with how they were playing.
And
not just. Well, I think I'm gonna die today.
God. Not just 7 losses, 7 regulation losses.
I'm
0
so sorry.
points. Don't worry about it.
So
you need to apologize for the weather because there's a wind advisory in the whole state of Illinois. Yeah,
I'm sorry. Jimmy. I know, dude. I ripped ass. I get on the flight, and it's just my bad.
You need to stop.
Fucked up the ozone.
You really do. Come on.
You gotta stop stinking up the ozone in your flights back home, dude. Look what happened.
Dude, listen. Next time, I'm doing it just for you. How about that?
Some good salsa, wasn't it?
I didn't have any of it.
That was Ben's fault. Problem.
Also, I just want to make one quick note to Hawks fans out there because every fan base has a tendency to do this, but I want everyone to hear this. Please temper your expectations with these prospects because I saw someone today basically put Reichel in a class of McDavid in terms of play driving, and I'm sorry, you can't do shit like that. You just can't.
Whoa.
He's because he's trying to say, you can't build around a franchise like DeBrincat, but when you have guys like Reichel, you can. I can't, dude. I just can't sometimes. I love Lucas Reichel as a prospect. Please stop talking about him like he is a first-line play-driving, went top 5 overall in the draft player. That's not what he is. I hope he can develop into that. Stop talking like we have a prospect like that in the system already. We don't. Period. They could develop into that. Sure, 100%. Don't speak on it like it's already happened, though.
Just found the tweet.
He can show
And
no,
that's exactly
and like
what I
it's
thought.
getting it's getting actual traction. And the thing is, like, he's like, I'd love to see him with support around him. That'd be great. Whatever. He could show spurts of like great. He's shown spurts of elite speed, elite playmaking, and whatnot. I agree with that.
Yeah.
It's spurts. He doesn't do it on a nightly basis, and I'm sorry, you just can't put him in a class with McDavid. I'm sorry. Even if it's just off of like one specific thing, guys, come on. Like, and I'm just saying it for the sake of like, so you don't get burned. You know what I mean? Because God knows how many people got burned saying Doc could be a 70-point player, which he still could be. But like, come on.
Not here, though.
Not here. That's for fucking sure. But you get where I'm coming from, right? Like, people thought Boquist was going to be like 50 points in year 2.
Next, Eric Carlson.
It's not going to happen. Dylan Secure is another great example. And we say it as a joke.
20 goals, 40 assists. Let's go.
We say that shit as a joke all the time, but everyone penciled him in the top 6 and was
genuinely
just
thought
like, oh, yeah, he's going to be a contributor. Just please
even
temper
look
your
at-
expectations with these guys. They're kids. They're learning the game at the professional level.
Look
Like,
at poor Ian Mitchell, man. Like, there was so much hype around him.
Literally,
He's
Nick
not gonna be on the
Beaudin,
team
like,
next year,
holy
I don't think so.
frick.
Yeah.
That's why, like, when Alex
we grew
Vlasic
up
has a
with-
good game here or there, I don't want people to be like, oh, we could pencil him in the top 4 next year. Like, people were doing that with Isaac
Yeah,
Phillips
we
earlier
got
this year.
Jalmerson back. We got the next Jalmerson. You know,
People were
whatever
doing that
people are
shit
gonna
with
say.
Phillips. It's like, guys, they could
Yeah.
show good stints, but you can't just automatically think they're going to be ready to go at 21.
Mhm.
As much as, like, maybe ownership thinks that's going to be possible, that doesn't happen for a lot of players and a lot of their trajectories. And I just want people
Also,
to temper their
a lot of
expectations.
players can have.
Coming from
a
someone
lot of
who's
players
pretty
can-
optimistic when it comes to like point totals and like what guys could be at a ceiling and whatnot.
Lucas
Sorry.
Reichel, right now, like he's been mostly good for the most part. Like, he's gonna be inconsistent.
He's half point a
This guy
game.
is 20 years old. Like, he is half a point per game. He would be on pace for like 20 goals, 20 assists right now. That is
Yeah, that's
perfectly
fine.
fine
Which is-
for someone who
how old
doesn't
is he,
turn
20 years
21.
old?
He's gonna be 21.
Yeah,
again, I think.
that's a good rookie. Yeah, that's a really good 20-year-old rookie.
You can
season.
build off that.
a lot
But
of
to see that and immediately say he's at McDavid levels of play driving, I don't know, man. That just makes me like cringe.
That's
like,
gotta
a
be
lot.
a troll or
Yeah.
something.
I don't
Like,
even think it's a
no.
troll though, because he's using it to counter Alex DeBrincat being a franchise cornerstone.
Oof.
Which, like, that's a whole nother conversation, I guess. But like, agree to disagree at the end of the day. Just, I need like at least I've seen it with DeBrincat. You know what I mean? Like, I've seen him get 40 goals twice. I've seen him get 75 points twice. Seen him get 30 goals probably 4 times now, if he could get it this year. But that's risking it. Still, sorry.
I think
Sorry for
I
the
think
rant. Just
a lot of
temper your
fans need to
expectations.
realize too that these guys can go on, have good stints, have good runs, like you were saying, Dylan.
It's not
And
linear.
that doesn't mean that they're going to be like every young player with promise shows that. Not because not every player goes on to be, a top 4 defenseman, a top 6 player, on the front end. I think we're all, every single fan, we're all guilty of at some point getting overhyped about a player that ends up being whatever.
That's
because
being a
at the end
fan,
of the
man.
day,
That's
being a
it's
fan,
what
yeah.
happens. What happens? Yeah, it's what happens. But I think people are getting a little bit. I think it's definitely a huge whiplash to go from a dynasty to a team that has had some of the worst management in the entire NHL this young century, the last few years. So I think that, this is the first time that this franchise has the young players of this level, this consistently coming in, back since Taves and Kane. So I feel like maybe people are trying to get a bit ahead of themselves, and I get that. We want the next, dynasty. We want the next Taves and Kane, Sharp, Hossa, this, that. It's not going to happen overnight. And I think a lot of fans need to accept that this team isn't going to be made up of who we have right now. You're going to have next draft. You're going to hopefully stock up with all the picks you have. You'll probably have even more picks than next draft. Who knows? Who knows where they'll be, but you'll be stocking up picks and picks. This is one season in what's going to be, these usually go at least 3-4 so years. Like, people need to give this time. This is one season. We're not even done with it yet. Like, let's just slow down a bit.
Look at New
I
Jersey.
feel like there's been a lot of that.
Look
in
at
the
all
in the
teams
fan base.
tanking. It did not happen overnight. The only team that it did is the
Mhm.
Rangers, and that's because Artemi Panarin only wanted to go there. So,
And they just
Mhm,
happened to
mhm.
trade for Adam Fox, and
oh yeah, they
and
locked into Adam
and
Fox.
Igor
Don't even
Shesterkin,
try me
yeah.
with the traded for
Adam
him. They
Fox
locked into
only
that thing. Oh, because I don't want
Adam
to sign in
Fox didn't
Carolina.
even
First of all, agreed. Who would? Second of all, like
didn't Adam
And they
Fox
just happened to
wasn't
draft
he
Igor Shesterkin. Like, you need a lot of luck for things to swing right.
it took the Devils getting what, like 4 top 5 picks, 2 number ones, and I mean, for God's sakes, Buffalo. It took them literally tearing down their first rebuild.
They haven't
to
even made the
finally get
playoffs yet. Like, it's been how many years? 8
Ottawa,
years.
dude. Ottawa
Yeah.
did their full teardown in 2018. They still haven't made the playoffs. Just saying,
And
don't get your hopes up.
There's promise there, but there's not results yet. Like, it takes a long time.
Yes, and I just want people to temper their expectations. And let's say like one of these 22-year-olds comes up next year and they don't light the world on fire, don't write them off. Like like this fan base loves to do, especially with like young defensemen.
That has been the whole problem with this. Not even the fan base, but the management.
Yeah.
Oh, we rushed this guy at 19 years old. He's not
We've
progressing.
complained about
quite
it.
Get him out of
nicely.
here.
Yeah, let's trade him.
There is too much of that though in the
Underwhelming
fan
return.
base at times, and it's a bit frustrating. Like we can't. This is exactly what we've been frustrated with management for years and years and years. Let these guys play. You know, looking at some of the guys in the NHL that have been given a little more time, these young players that have been given a little more time to develop, you start to think, oh, no, what if they held Nick Schmaltz for a year or two? Just give him time. But we never got to see any of that with the young players here in Chicago. So let's give them time. I'm just saying that it's like an open letter to the Hawks fan base. Let's just take our time with this. That's how you do a rebuild. That's how this goes.
You know, it's a long game. Like, ideally, like, even if you get Bedard, like, still probably another 2-3 years. Like, we're talking about, this is a team that can make the playoffs. That's with getting the best player in the draft. It's
bare minimum. It's 2025. Like, and that's like everything has to go your way, including you getting some big fish in free agency because you're going to have the money to throw at them. So, lots going to have to fall your way for that to happen, though. Like, if it, like you said, Pierce, realistically, it's probably 26, 27, around there.
What do they say? You gotta be good to be lucky, lucky to be good.
Yep.
Like,
are we talking about them being a playoff team or a contender?
Playoff team. Well, contender.
Team.
We're not seeing that till probably the start of new day. It takes a long time. Like, we see really what happened with the Blackhawks. They won their first cup within the first 3 years of Taves and Kane's contract. Like, but they already had Keith, Seabrook, Chalmerson, and we just happen to get 2 franchise players by when these guys are coming up, and it all went together and they won 3 Stanley Cups, and that's ultimately what makes it so special. The Penguins got these generational talents, and they won in their first few years. Like, I don't think they won on Crosby's entry-level contract, but I think they won on Malkin's. Like, even the Penguins, they went 7 years. Oh no, 7 years between Stanley Cups, but like, they had some disappointing exits. It never really goes to plan, winning every year with these type of players. The Washington Capitals, how many years did it take? Like, they were contenders every year, and it took them. Ovechkin was drafted in 2004. Yeah, like 14 years after
14
Ovechkin
years
got
after
drafted.
they got their
takes
cornerstone player.
So much time to win. Even Tampa had a lot of kicks of the can. 10 years after Stamkos and Hammond drafted. Like,
yeah.
Hell, let's just talk about the elephant in the room. Connor McDavid was the last generational player, and he's made it to his first conference final in year 7.
and like, not to be like ripping on the Leafs, so they haven't even made it past the first.
Not
round.
even going to touch that one. We could go there too.
Honestly,
Honestly,
it's the biggest example. It is the best example of it. They haven't gotten past the first round, and they were lucky enough.
No, but I will say,
a team that got good overnight when it comes to
that's what I was going to say.
Rebuild. That is a good overnight type of rebuild.
It wasn't overnight though. That's what people forget. They stunk for 3 years. How do you think they got?
No, it wasn't just.
They got Marner.
It wasn't just 2015, 16.
No, I'm talking about the people who are like, oh, well, they got Matthews and made the playoffs immediately next year. No, dude, they fucking stunk it up every year after 2013. Sorry.
Yeah, it wasn't
No.
just 2015-16. Yeah, we're gonna be bad. We got all these good, like we're get everything. No, like they already drafted
No, that's
Nylander
people.
and
No,
Marner.
if
And
that's
again,
your
it's
opinion, you clearly just have not been paying attention because the Leafs very. Oh, yeah, no. That's an example of a rebuild done very, very right, very well, very fast, very, very fast.
no
But
results.
they have not won a first round.
No results.
They got back to the playoffs so quickly. Got back to the playoffs as a team on the up and up so quickly. And like you got all the young players, you got the generational talent, you got the big free agent, John Tavares. But here we are. That is the Toronto Maple Leafs being the Toronto Maple Leafs. I don't think that any other team is going to lose 7 first rounds in a row.
No, okay. Here's the one thing I will defend the Leafs on. Kyle Dubas made this team with intentions of not a pandemic happening and the salary cap not getting stagnant for 3 years. Because, like, if you look at how he made all those contracts, it was for when these contracts kicked in, the cap was supposed to be at like 88 mil at this point or 90 mil. That was like, for God's sakes, they've had 2 expansion teams in the last 5 years. Like, the fact that the cap hasn't gone up should just tell you how much money this league has lost due to the pandemic the last couple of years.
Yeah,
but,
that's because it's gone woke. That's why. Go woke, go broke.
No, don't worry. Not everyone's gone woke. Just ask Timu Solani. Jesus Christ.
Oh my god, dude.
Sport can't get out of its own fucking way.
Wait, what?
I'm not even.
No.
Jimmy, you can look it up on your own time.
Jimmy, yeah.
Nope, not even going to start this conversation because it's just going to piss me off. I'm going to be honest. It's just going to piss me off.
I didn't know this happened. Whatever this
Protect
is.
trans kids and respect trans rights. That's all I'm going to fucking say at the end of the day. Like, not
one
much
bad
else to
egg
say
doesn't
on that,
make the whole batch bad.
Yep, that's all I'm gonna say. No more on that. Well, what are we gonna talk about next? Oh yeah, final wild card spots. Let's go. Matt Tkachuk, if the Florida Panthers make it, is gonna be a hard trophy finalist. Sorry.
Mm-hmm. Oh, he should be. This is McDavid's year. He should unanimously win the MVP. But I feel like if you get the second and third place, it's like, oh, look at that.
Well, no, it's just like a recognition for like how good of a year he's had. Because like the guy's gonna get 100 points probably, or he's gonna get.
He's already at 100 points. Yeah, 101.
Oh yeah, because he got it last night. Duh. I'm stupid. But like, I mean, he's just had a tremendous year, and he is dragging that Florida team right now. Like, I mean, for God's sakes, for Hagee's gonna get 40 goals this year. I would love to know how many of those goals Tkachuk's involved on. Like. And I feel like Barkov has been like, well, Barkov had to take like that. I think he got sick or something. He had to take that leave for like 3 weeks or something.
I don't think he's fully been healthy the whole.
Yeah, no. So like, it's been the Tkachuk show this year, and I don't know. Who would you rather see, Crosby going in with the purpose or Matt Tkachuk in the Panthers? Because like, oh man, dude, the way Crosby and Malkin are.
Never doubt Crosby.
I know, man. And the way Crosby and Malkin are playing right now is so good. Like, I know they're not like winning all the time, but don't like them, Gensel, and like Jason Zucker for some reason lighting it up right now. Like Jason Zucker's gonna get 30 goals this year. What the fuck?
How different do we talk about the Penguins if they win that series just last year, but that series against the Islanders?
Yeah, like, not only did they like choke hard against the Islanders, but they blew a 3-1 lead against the Rangers, bro. Fuck.
And then lost to the Habs in the bubble. I mean, it's the bubble. Like, I get it, but
yeah, a certain Oiler team lost to the Blackhawks. Don't feel too bad.
Exactly. But hey, certainly no other Canadian team, particularly from the East, like
oh Jesus, no.
Yeah, I don't want to write off that year, but like, dude, 2020 was awful. Like, if you're not at your best completely in it, like, we can understand that. But 2021, 2022, they totally blew it. Like, they could have won those series easily. If 2021 against the Islanders, if they got even saves from Tristan Jarry and didn't turn the puck over in overtime, they probably win that series. And kind of the same thing last year.
I think we forget how bad Jarry was that playoffs. He was horrendous. That was you know how Fleury was in the early 10s? We got that kind of performance from Jarry. They man, yeah, Penguins fans, yeah, every day.
You might even say it was jarring how bad it was.
See, but the Penguins get the Blackhawks thing where it's just like, you guys won 3 cups, so like,
oh yeah.
At least you get to watch your like. My thing with the Penguins right now, like Penguins fans are like, oh no, we might miss, and like Capitals fans are like, oh no, we might miss the playoffs. It's like, at least you got to see your franchises respect your franchise cornerstones enough to like go for it every year. Because as much as we make fun of that, would have been nice, but ifs and buts, whatever. I just respect the Penguins at least for trying with Crosby and Malkin every year because you should.
You're not gonna, like we said this, it is so hard to get those kind of generational talents like Crosby. Not just one, but two. Malkin has always been second fiddle, not just to Crosby, but also to Ovechkin as the second best player from his team or his country. Like and it's hard. Like I saw an article, it's like, oh, the Penguins might be the furthest team away from winning the cup just because of where they're at. They have no prospects, and they're like, oh, they're going to be Detroit from like 10 years ago where they're just barely hanging on. I'm like, I get it, but it can't be that easy just cutting the cord like that and putting a rebuild with players like Crosby and Malkin. I do respect them going all in every year, but there is going to be a day where Crosby and Malkin are no longer playing hockey. But you know what? At this moment, like they can make the playoffs, and it's cliche, but you never know what happens when you make the playoffs, especially if they don't maybe play Boston. Like
I know, that's the key, right? Because
that's like every.
We just need we need everyone to catch up to the Islanders because, like, I need the Islanders to drop to that wild card too because they're the only wild card that I feel I could even give Boston a run for their money. I mean, what's happened the last two? Like Buffalo has lost like 14-1 the last two times they played them, so I don't even want to see that. I don't know what Florida's last couple games have been against Boston. I guess I could look that up, but I know Pittsburgh's gotten their money run like at least twice against Boston. So if anyone's gonna slay the dragon, I don't know if it's Pittsburgh, but like what do we always say?
Yeah.
What do we always say? Never doubt Crosby and Malkin. Oh my God, they're gonna like finish like 40 wins.
Imagine the Penguins get revenge for 2014 or 2013. What I'm sure they've been thinking
10
about
years later.
All 10 years. Oh, we'll get Boston back one day. Oh, my two cup rings. Ow, pinching my fingers.
I stand corrected. So Boston's only beaten Pittsburgh by 1 goal twice this year. So.
Oh.
Including the Winter Classic, so I don't know if we can count that one that much.
I remember that.
But
I don't.
So I guess they have actually played them relatively well, but I don't know. I just feel like the Islanders beat them 2 years ago. That's why I want to see it. Like I know it was Trotz, but it's mostly the same team. Just add Bo Horvat.
Goaltending is huge. Like
Sorokin could definitely trade blows with Allmark, 100%.
And I was hearing a thing. It's like, oh, Boston might not even like run with Allmark the whole way. Like they might go back and forth with Swayman and Allmark. And I mean, if you got two goalies that good, why the hell not do that?
If you have Linus Allmark and you can have another guy that you're willing to go like you said, to go back and forth with is needed. That's insane. This Boston team is going to be
top 2 goals against average, and I know that's like a team stat. It's not just purely a goalie stat, but number 1, Allmark with a 188. Haha, lol. Then Jeremy Swayman, number 3, 221, but a 921 save percentage, and then Linus Allmark has a 930.
Pierce. This is why my expectations are as low as just win a first round this year for the Leafs. I would hope for much more if it wasn't for Boston being literally one of the best teams of all time. Best seasons, I should say. Maybe not best teams, but
they can still set the all-time win record. Like, pretty sure it's 62, and then the Lightning tied it a few years ago. Back, and we know how well that went.
Dylan, hi, of course. Pierce, you'll never understand how much I hate this Boston team. How much?
No, I really won't, because I feel Schmitty and I are like pretty like we like the Bruins as much as a non-Bruins fan can like the Bruins.
Yeah, listen, I respect them. I dislike them heavily. This fucking team, man. They do not go away. They do not fucking go away, and they will not go away. They're like a cockroach
in the apocalypse. They do not go away. You cannot kill them.
And they always beat one specific team. The Vans, no, the Leafs.
The Vans.
You guys aren't even the only team that Boston bullies. They bully Carolina too.
Oh yeah,
get in line.
Yeah, Carolina didn't beat them until last year, and it took like 3 or 4 chances for them.
You can't act like Toronto isn't itching to bite more than Carolina is. We want to get past the
I
first.
don't know. Carolina's
fucking
gotten closer to
round.
the cup than the Leafs. They've got
No,
what's
that's
Carolina
what I'm
gotten to, like
saying. We
3
just want to
conference
get
finals?
anything.
I think just one.
Oh no,
They-
one
they're-
conference final, 2 second rounds. That's what
They've
it
kind
is.
of got the Colorado thing where they can't get past the second round.
Mm-hmm.
And even when they do, they get swept by Boston.
Yeah, in 2019. Well, yeah. When was the last time the Canes made the conference finals? That was back in
2019.
2019.
Yeah, that's. I feel like that's old news now. Shit. They have to get past that second round. But the Isles
Just like
have
the
got
Leafs have to get past that first round, but you know.
That's what I'm saying. That's my point.
Well, they're not
Boston
getting
all-
past the second round this year because they're losing to the Rangers. Lol. Give me that first round pick.
Yes, sir.
conference
What were we
finals.
talking about this last episode? I can't remember, but could you imagine how much wonders it would do for the league and like revenue if they had a Rangers Maple Leafs conference final?
Mm-hmm.
They'd make. It's like we're gonna make
$100
millions.
million.
Oh no, they'd make so much money, and like Canadian and TV or US TV deals would just be like, oh shit, okay, we can actually show a Canadian market and like profit from it because it'll be New York. Okay, yeah, maybe we will.
Wait,
Maybe we will show Austin Matthews and Mitch
Whoa.
Marner finally. Like, and then it'll be great because like. I mean, Canada, it's going to do gangbusters if the Leafs are even in the second round. Like, Jesus.
look how much Montreal did in 2021 during that when COVID was still like a huge thing. Like they did great things for the ratings. Like, can only imagine what the Leafs would do. If the Leafs ever win the Stanley Cup, like the parade is going to be ridiculous. Toronto couldn't even figure out a way to do the Raptors parade in 2019. I can't even imagine what it would be with Maple Leafs fans. And it's not just from Toronto. It is from all over Ontario and across the country.
And
like,
Alberta.
And yeah. There are Leafs fans in Alberta. Like it's
Curtis
everywhere.
better be on the float. If they
Dude,
win.
he is gonna be the guy that he's gonna be crowd surfing. He is gonna
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir, another beer. He's gonna be wearing his Maple Leafs cape, his helmet.
No, if that man is not covered head to toe in beer, they did it wrong, all wrong. Shame on you fans.
I agree.
Oh.
And then
also, I think
sorry.
I was gonna say Boston and New York would do well too, like as a conference final, but that's only for the US.
Yeah. None of those Canadians would want that.
Well,
It's okay. They get McDavid. They'll be fine.
oh no!
Oh no, we just had to
Not
show
having
McDavid.
Yeah,
Oh, and he
not
probably
the best season in 30 years. Well,
he's gonna go up against a weaker Colorado team this year and a weak Western Conference. But like knowing that means they're gonna lose in round 1. I hate this league.
I don't know, man. The Oilers are. Ugh, I really think they can win the cup this year. I really do.
If the stars align and Skinner can get hot, yes, I agree.
He has been hot. He had a
I know.
43 save shutout last night. Like, and that's the thing. You know, Connor McDavid, you know, Leon Draisaitl are going to be on. They were 2 points per game last year in the playoffs, and it's not just like in 4 games. Like they did it over 16 games. I'm pretty sure. If you just get decent goaltending, Mike Smith brought them to the conference final. If Stuart Skinner can continue how to play he is right now, that gets him to the cup final. Brian Nugent-Hopkins is at a 100-point pace. I think he has 96 points right now.
Most
Zach
forgettable
Hyman's on pace for
100-point
90
player.
points, and they
Most fake
added
100-point
so much
player
depth.
ever.
And this is what we've been screaming and yelling at this management for really since they've got McDavid. Just get decent support for that team, and they'll be perfectly fine. They did just that. They finally got their head out of their asses, and we're like, oh, we got 2 of the best players on planet Earth. We might actually do something. They might not even win the division, but like, yeah, exactly. Look what happens. I think I saw a thing they have, albeit with a lot of overtime losses, like they have the best points, I think most points since the beginning of January.
Mm-hmm.
Right there with like Boston, right there with Minnesota, who is somehow, some way surviving without Kirill Kaprizov, and Philip Gustafson is going to win the Vezina Trophy.
Mm-hmm.
By the way, Philip Gustafson got traded from the Senators for Cam Talbot, and I think the Senators won the other day, and he had something like a 600 save percentage when they won. And Philip Gustafson, if it weren't for Omar, like this guy is probably getting Vezina talk. 201 goals against average and a 933 save percentage, 29-5.
Very good.
Well, good hockey.
And Minnesota's at top of the division, by the way. The Central. If you told me that.
I'm pretty sure Pittsburgh had Philip Gustafson for a little bit, didn't they?
Yeah, they traded him to Ottawa for I think
Derek Brassard.
Yeah. One of the many Derek Brassard trades.
Now he's back with the Sens, full circle.
Oh yeah. No, when he gets to the Blue Jackets, it'll finally be full circle.
Oh yeah.
You have to get back to where he.
I'm pretty sure he was in the original Rick Nash trade.
Yes. No, he was traded for.
Or was it that Gabrick?
In the 2013 trade deadline, they picked him up.
You know who
they
was
traded Gabrick? It was Gabrick.
You know who was part of the Rick Nash trade though?
Brian Dubinsky.
That too, and Artem Anisimov.
Yes, he was.
Yeah.
Yes, he was. Wow. Oh.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Wow. Yeah, it's looking at both conferences. Pretty much everything is locked in except for that final wild card spot. That's for not for the West now, but also the East. Like I think the Islanders are gonna make it.
Holy shit! Calgary's right back in it. What the fuck?
Not because they've been doing well, because Winnipeg has been awful.
Yeah, falling off a cliff.
Like we have it as one of our Twitter questions, but it just seems like every other month it's like, oh, the Winnipeg Jets, they've got it again, and then the next month it's like, oh, Rick Bowness has lost the room. Oh, we're back again. It's the the masculine urge to say we're back after saying like, that's what the Winnipeg Jets have been this all year. They just every other month. Oh, we suck. Oh, we're good. Oh, we suck. And they are sucking at the worst time. Because Calgary might take them over, but then I don't believe in Calgary either. It's like from 2019. I think it was Colorado, Arizona, and Chicago. It's like hot potato. No, you take it. I want.
Mm-hmm.
I have no idea who's going to make it. But if I had to place a bet, I'd pick a team with the best goalie, and that'd be Winnipeg. And I do think Pittsburgh inevitably makes the playoffs just because, again, I can't bet against Crosby or Malkin.
How do you? How can you?
Nashville's getting the final wild card spot, eternal mediocrity, and they're going to get fucking ass blasted round one. There we go.
I can't believe Mark Lazarus would say that the Hawks would want to be in their position and not the Preds. I just can't imagine why they wouldn't want to be the Preds.
The thing is, they lost to Pittsburgh last night. If they won that game, they would have had 84 points and would have been 1 point behind Winnipeg with a game in hand instead of 1 game in hand and 3 points behind.
No, but they Witowy stink, so.
They will stink except for UC Saros.
Dude, Saros fucking played his ass off, too. Oh, my God. Terrible. Anyways.
Yeah.
I mean, like, I don't think the East is changing West. Nashville, because fucking lol. But, like, Winnipeg is kind of pathetic for the way they've fallen off a cliff. They were, like, second in the division at one point.
They were first for good chunks of the season.
Rick Bowness's stock is worn out. Before his first season's even over. That's crazy.
Crazy.
That's Witowy crazy.
That's Witowy crazy that the Winnipeg Jets are falling off like that.
Witowy cannot believe that Winnipeg would do this. Like, Jimmy, what the heck?
Witowy have no idea what they're doing.
What the heck?
Witowy, Winnipeg, why?
Why would you do this? Like,
what do we have?
We have Kyle Connor, and he doesn't have a goal in the entire month of March. Like,
Wick bonus.
Yeah.
What do we?
Nah, Kyle Connor did not have a goal the entire month of March, so if I recall correctly, that's not okay.
Oh my God!
What?
Yeah, that's not like a joke. I'm pretty sure that's a real thing.
But that means, but that must mean that Nick Ehlers is doing well, right?
Oh, he's getting like a solid 8 minutes. Oh no, he got one. He has one in all of March. Sorry, your former 44 goal scorer.
Dude, he almost got 50 last year.
Yeah,
he was pretty close. He was flirting with it.
Good stuff, guys.
Kyle Connor had 1 goal in March, and it was against the Ducks.
What are we not okay?
Hold on. Let me.
Doesn't count. So in other words, doesn't count. Good.
Not a Mickey Mouse goal. Not a legit.
He had 1 goal and 7 assists all of March.
Yep, that's what I want my top player to be doing right before
Mhm.
the playoffs.
By the
Yeah,
way,
but then
even with that,
Shifley and Wheeler are probably doing
still a
well.
point a
That
game.
means.
Still a point a game.
Well, yeah, because
Impressive.
he's
But
slinging pucks to Shifley because Shifley doesn't know how to pass. So
Yeah,
Yeah.
glad mediocrity. There's so many.
Mediocrity.
just keep being mediocre in this division. Come on.
Yeah.
At least we're not like the frickin' Atlantic. Oh my god, that would stink. Or the Metro, where it's like, all right, well, there's already 5 good teams. We'll see where you stack.
The
Now.
Atlantic might have been better for the Blackhawks, at least for this year, because they would have they would have got destroyed, like even more worse than they are right now.
Oh yeah.
Imagine having to play Boston and like Toronto and Tampa Bay, like whatever it is, 4 or 5 games. Like they probably would be the worst team in the league by quite a bit now.
Well, actually, no. That means we get to beat the Leafs 8 times a year. That'd be pretty elite. Not gonna lie.
That would be fun though.
Oh my god,
Shifley,
5 games versus the Leafs. Let's go.
Kyle Connor,
I'm pretty
8 points.
sure back in the day, Chicago and Toronto were in the same division,
They were.
if not the same conference.
They
because
were
Toronto,
for like until the 90s. I'm pretty sure.
Toronto was in the West till like pretty
Yeah, those
recently,
Western
like 20
folk in
years ago.
Toronto.
Yeah, because
8
there was.
games,
I know I bring this up a lot because there was a possibility in 1993 it could have been a Toronto-Montreal Stanley Cup final.
What,
But,
Jimmy?
you know,
yeah. But something happened that we never talk about. No one's ever talked about ever.
Could also
What do
been
we don't know what you're talking about.
also could have been Detroit and Toronto in 2002 as well, but they lost.
Yeah.
How about you
that
guys just stop
chestnut.
flicking losing? Honestly,
Stop! I would just win.
I'd simply just win hockey
Yeah.
games, but you know
What I do? Like
no. What were you trying to say though? You said something about 8
no,
games.
no. Shifley's even worse. 7 points in March.
That's what I want out of my 2 top scorers
I just
right
wanna
before the
make that,
playoffs.
like, I just want to make it clear how unbelievably bad Rick Bonus's team is. Rick Bonus's team. I can't imagine why Rick Bonus's team is playing so badly.
He
Such a
literally
good
made a cup
roster.
final. Don't know what the fuck you're talking about.
Oh, please don't ever talk to me again.
Wick bonus when we made a cup final.
Sick.
Like,
With bonus in 2021 and 2020? What do we made the finals? So what? What do we made the final? What are you talking about?
Nah, like why'd they kill Cole Perfetti too? Like what happened?
Oh yeah,
like, there's so many stories.
because Rick
Connor
Bonus
Hellebuyck-
ruins teams where he goes. We know this.
Connor Hellebuyck,
Oh my
Vezina winner.
God.
Oh, Josh Morrissey might win the Morris. We're like Josh Morrissey. Yo, look at all the offensive forwards they got. Not only got Shifley and Wheeler, we got Ehlers, we got Connor. Perfetti's coming up, and they might not make the playoffs now.
Man, going from
Winnipeg,
Paul
what
Maurice-
happened?
Going from Maurice to Bonus. How could you get it worse? How could you make a worse decision than Paul Maurice?
Paul Maurice to Rick Bonus upgrade. Fuck, go back.
Yes.
They're both awful coaches, though.
But at least it doesn't sound like Paul Maurice is an awful human being. You know, it sounds like Maurice is just kind of an idiot.
I don't know about that, but like I remember when they were playing the Leafs,
really?
he was yelling at the bench, Paul Maurice, and no one was paying attention at all. They were just looking.
That's happening on the Panthers too this year. It's pretty funny actually.
Mm-hmm.
I saw a picture. The only guy looking at, or the only guy listening, was Kachuk. The rest of them were all looking.
No, that's what Pierce is mentioning. Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
sorry.
No. Oh, no.
I thought it was I thought he did it on the Jets too. I was like, oh god,
No,
he did it on
might have
both
talked
teams.
About that. But yeah, no,
He probably
Maurice,
did it at one point or another.
No, Pierce, I thought you were talking about he did it on the Jets. I was like, oh shit.
Oh no, I'm talking about what just happened. And they won that game.
No way.
Alex
No, I
Stein with like an
clearly did
880
not
save
pay attention to
percentage
Paul
somehow
Maurice,
beat the
dude.
Leafs,
Holy
but we
shit.
shouldn't be surprised.
Yeah, I did not know Paul Maurice was like that. That I saw that thing with the. I heard that he had yelled or like whatever. I did not watch the clip. Oh boy, he really has lost that team.
Yeah,
already.
everyone's just like, and he's just like red as a tomato yelling, and no one is.
Oh
angry.
wow.
Except for the guy who's got 100+ points. I'm pretty sure.
He's just doing his job. Like, oh yeah.
He's
Okay,
just
coach.
doing his
Okay.
job.
He's being a stand-up guy.
I'm looking forward to the playoffs. I'm pretty sure 2 more weeks of regular season, and that's it.
Mm-hmm.
The last game Last day, regular season hockey, Friday, April 14th, Buffalo versus Columbus and Colorado versus Nashville. The
Wow.
Blackhawks' last game is on the 13th against Philadelphia.
Those are the last ones, Pierce. The Columbus one is one of the last ones.
Yeah, so Friday,
That's
April
good.
14th.
That is 100% going to decide the tank. That is 100% going to be like, oh,
my God.
100%, dude. They're going to be 1 point under the Blackhawks. They're going to tie it late and win it in overtime against Buffalo, and the Hawks secure 32nd spot.
Yes, sir. We do a live stream the game. Let's go, Columbus! Get Columbus gear.
Pierce, I would actually like be so down to clown and buy like a Columbus
if it gets to that
t-shirt.
scenario.
If it gets to that point.
If it gets to that point, yeah, yes. To that scenario. If not, if it's like far like the point.
Oh, who gives a shit? No. I really, really, really hope it goes this way. That would be so much fun. Oh, can you imagine?
It would give
me yes! Boom Jenner! Boom Jenner! Captain Canada.
We do it for the Vine.
Oh, absolutely do it. What else would you do it for?
I don't know. I don't know.
I sure as hell don't know.
I want to talk about baseball. The opening day was yesterday, and it was a lot of fun. The Blue Jays won 10-9 in a super crazy game. The pitch clock, like I think I saw the thing. It's like the pitch clock brought down the average from last year's opening day by like close to half an hour. And the Blue Jays Cardinals game was the longest because they were just. I think the Blue Jays had like 19 hits, and then the Cardinals had like 16 hits. Like it was a pure offensive game. All the pitchers sucked. Like everyone's like, "Oh, Alek Manoah sucked yesterday." I'm like, "Yeah, find me a pitcher that was good in that game because there was none of that." George Springer was great.
I love this stuff. I've always been such a big baseball person. I really love when the ball gets hit by the bases.
The Cubs won yesterday.
Dude, yeah, I know. I was watching that one, dude. That was a nail biter or something. That really go Cubs.
Go Cubs, go. Hey,
go Chris Bryant, right? Chris Bryant, woo, go Cubs.
He's on the Rockies.
No, Pierce, you're.
Stop that shit. You don't know what you're talking about.
You really don't know what you're talking about.
Pierce, I was literally gonna catch up, and now you spoiled it for me. So
you spoiled.
I've been watching the Cubs. I've been watching the Cubs year by year. I'm literally on season 112. They haven't won yet. What the fuck?
Seriously? Oh my god, dude. Now you're gonna tell me Cody Bellinger joins? Like, what the fuck?
Next, you're gonna tell me that we get rid of Wizzo. Like, this is crazy.
They got rid of Wizzo to the New York Yankees.
Don't even
shut up. You're lying. There's no way.
If you say Baez is going to, I'm gonna freak out.
No. If you say Gutierrez, I might lose my mind. Like I just might lose my mind. Guy who's been in a coma since 2018.
Oh, we got Cody Bellinger. Let's go. Fly to W.
Oh my god, I can't believe we got an MVP candidate. Let's go. He can slot right behind Baez. Sit him down and tell him, boys.
How do we tell him picture of this?
How do we tell him that not only do we not have Baez anymore, but he also stinks?
At least, surely he's on a team that has support around him, though.
Surely that team's better than the White Sox, too. At least that's what I've been told.
But enough about the Houston Astros. Whoa!
Dylan Cease masterclass. That's all I will say about that.
He was cooking.
For sure. Dude, I'm like watching all these guys swing. I'm like, holy fuck, Cease is just making them chase.
Did you see that video of the cam where it's like, I think it was Alvarez at the plate? He like threw a 98-mile-an-hour fastball and then like an 81. I think it was like a splitter or something. I'm like, oh my god.
Mm-hmm. I think it was a knuckle curve.
Yeah. Either way, crazy stuff.
Oh, dude, he was throwing heat last night. And then the bullpens came in and started fucking around, which scared me a little. But Dude,
That
and then
was-
the ninth inning went on forever because Lopez couldn't get out of the jam for a while. Then he did, so we're good.
That was literally the whole Jays Cardinals game. It was just, Manoah and I think it was Mikolas on the Cardinals. Like they got chased in the fourth inning, and then it's just pretty sure the Blue Jays used everyone in their bullpen except for for one person, and every pitcher sucked. Well, they had two pitchers in. They had Zach Pop, good Canadian kid. They got him out of the jam, and then they used Eric Swanson, who they got from Seattle in the Hernandez trade. And he was doing well too, and then they pulled him for Mesa, the same guy who came in last year against Seattle when they pulled Gossman. I'm like, oh god, here we go again. And then the Blues got
Goss, man.
Yeah. And then the Cardinals got the lead, but the Blue Jays kept just fighting back. Like Springer had a huge play where he dove across and got a ball, which surely would have scored a run. Vladdy had a great play where he caught the ball, got an out, then threw it to the plate at Kirk, and then they got another out. Like there's so many times, like the Blue Jays led early, but there's so many times there where they could have like given up a huge lead, but they just kept hanging in there and they pull out the W, and then good old Canadian boy Jordan Romano just said fuck it and shut it down in the ninth, and they won 10-9. So glad it's an off day because that game was it was so much fun to watch, but I'm just like, oh my god, it's game one and there's 161 more of this.
Yeah, Sox play good tonight. My thing, I was very impressed with what they did because not only they won, but like, man, if they could have like capitalized on a couple of those chances. They had runners in scoring position at least 3 separate times last night and left them out there But if you could punch those runners home again, like you're gonna, like that's what I could see this lineup doing. What they were doing last night, which was just getting base hits left, right, and center. Like, holy crap! I thought Moncada had that triple for a second, but then he went around second the worst way possible. So it's all good though. Anderson looked good. Robert looked good. Vaughn had the clutch hit in the ninth. Or the 8th or whatever. I think it was the 9th actually, but I was on the plane. I was tired. The fact that I got to watch it on the plane alone was great. But
Epic.
Grandal hit his first of the year, and I love when Grandal hits home runs because he just drops his bat immediately. He fucking knows that thing's fucking knows that. And like I'm on the plane and I know that thing's gone, just right to. Oh man,
Grandal goes yard.
Oh yeah, always, dude. I remember like when I was at Yankee Stadium 2 years ago, he fucking cranked one. It was awesome. He, Vaughn, and Abreu did, which was funny because they were all playing last night in the game. Also, Abreu revenge game, and he didn't burn us, so that's nice. We only got to play him like 8 more times now.
Don't they play him? I play again tonight.
Yeah, we only play like probably 4 more games this weekend again, or 3 more this weekend against them. NBD, brah. But yeah, great opening day for the Sox, and I'm glad the Blue Jays toughed it out. That was a fucking wild game to see highlights too. It seemed like all the hits were like not very high exit velos.
Oh,
either.
they were all bloops, like Springer. I had 2 alone. Like Vladdy had 1 too. Like it was. Crazy.
I saw the Vladdy one. Yeah,
Vladdy was so good last night. So was Springer. I love him, and everyone like all their like. Bo Bichette was a hitting machine, but like it's always gonna be an asterisk. Like he doesn't play great at shortstop, but like he hits, so it kind of makes up for it. Man, if they could get a shortstop and maybe move him to second or find someone like, oh, that would be perfect. I think he'd be a lot better at second.
Right.
And like the new guys they got, like Dalton Varsho had an RBI too. He made a couple of good defensive plays. Same with Kiermaier. Like he, not only I think he stopped like he made a diving catch and then he did like a great play at running the bases. Like he just kept going when the bloop dropped down and he got a run in. Like he played good as well. Everyone played good. It's just I think it was going to be one of those games because St. Louis also has really good at bats. So I'm not really worried. Like the pitching sucked. Like all the pitchers sucked in that game. I'm not worried about Manoah. I'm pretty sure I saw that was his first time in like almost 2 years that he allowed more than 4 more runs. Like I'm not concerned at all. And I think with the day off, they'll kind of like settle things down. They got the win.
Dude, they're playing a good team too. Like, don't be funny.
No, it's not like they were the Padres and lost to the Rockies yesterday. So let's see where the Angels losing to the Athletics. Like,
well, that's just the Angels. Like,
yeah.
What else was new?
Yeah, Ohtani 10 strikeouts, 6 scoreless innings, and they
still lost.
They lost.
Typical. Typical.
Get that man off that team and somewhere else.
Send him to Chicago. He can go be
To
the
the
ace.
Cubs?
Cease will be the number 2. Don't worry. Yeah, baseball's fun. It's back.
It was very fun.
It's good stuff.
Good shit indeed.
And Verlander got put on IL. Poor Connor. Jesus.
No other pitchers are on the IL for them. Oh,
Certainly not. No.
But I think the Phillies lost because they were playing Texas and DeGrom was awful. But then I think the Phillies came back and won anyway, so it didn't matter. Or no, the Rangers. Wait, did the the Rangers won is what I meant to say, but the Phillies lost.
Mm-hmm.
So there you go.
Got that good old no decision.
Yeah. All right, let's get into the Twitter questions.
Finding Twitter questions.
Oh, Jimmy's fucking dead again.
What do you say, barbershop poll?
Welcome to another episode of Jimmy is Bored. Today we've got...
I appreciate you guys talking baseball too. I made plans like while you guys were doing that.
Oh my god!
Give me a sec. Appreciate it.
Did you? Are you being for wheel right now? Are you being serious?
Yeah, no.
What do he's
baseball,
always
so
clowning around. Like I fucking can't stand this guy.
I'm always down to clown, and you know I'm in town, so.
Yeah, you're going to the big city of Naperville. No,
excuse me, Aurora.
I don't know where that is.
Aurora. When are we going to
Aurora? What?
When are we with me, Aurora, guys? I'm going to the big city.
Aurora, Illinois.
I'm going to the big city. Like you guys would not understand.
Might see John Wick 4, possibly.
Okay, let's say Twitter questions, but enough about Jimmy's night plans tonight.
You want to hear about John Wick?
I don't really. I don't. I want to get the show over with. I have no, because I already have plans tonight. So let's go.
Watching the White Sox beat the Astros again.
Yeah, well,
Dylan, I know you want to see Shazam too, but you don't have to get so ahead of yourself.
All right, what's the first question?
So there's a couple questions like MP asks, hello, how do you feel about opening day baseball? We kind of already talked about that.
I'm sorry. I looked up and Jimmy's just like, sorry. Sorry, Pierce.
That's all. You're all good. So this is from our good pal, Pinstripe Prince at Yo Balmy Blazer.
Yeah! Nick, baby. Yes, sir.
Big Dick
Okay.
Nick. Is he coming to Nashville?
Fuck yeah, he's coming to Nashville.
Oh, let's go. I get to meet him too.
He'll give you a
Nick
big
is-
old hug.
Do a big old
Nick
smooch
is
on the
family.
lips, too.
Good
Hell
people,
yeah.
whatever you want to call them.
Thoughts on seeing Arizona play their way out of a top 3 pick, and what's the future look like in Arizona? Well,
Future's already pretty bright, I'd say, in Arizona for starters. But I'm just gonna be honest. If the Hawks are doing what Arizona's doing right now, I would be in a crazy conundrum, and not in a good way. Just, ooh, like at least they already have Cooley, right? So like, they got a high end prospect, but like, dude, why are you guys so good at home? They have
Mullet
like,
Arena.
dude, they're like 21 and like 14 at home. It makes no sense. Like, I
it's
need to
called
look
the
at
how to
Arizona
play-
flu. They
The
don't take it
Arizona flu.
seriously.
So
They know
true,
how
dude.
to
They're
play on that ice
2012
better
and
than
4. Like,
anybody,
get the fuck out of
obviously.
here,
Get real. Get wheel.
dude. And what do we got? 5 more games at home.
That's
this year.
will we ridiculous.
Dude. Like, just fucking wild. I don't understand.
And
But also, like,
Minnesota.
I don't know.
Oh.
Arizona's kind of just mundane at this point. They better really hope Logan Cooley's that dude, which I think he is, but he's not going to fix everything. That's for sure. But they'll get another top 5 pick. They'll get like Will Smith, or knowing their luck, they'll get Mitchkoff, and then
Oh my god.
I know, right? Jesus. Nah, fuck up the pick. Go pick like another Maverick Glamero. Like, go do that.
Go pick Reinbacher like 5th overall.
Oh,
You need to replace
stop.
Chickard somehow.
No, they'll do it with the Ottawa pick. We got it.
Oh my god.
Ottawa's going to pick like 13th overall, and they're going to do it. It's going to be hilarious.
Will we Weinbacher on Arizona? That's
What are we going to put Weinbacher with
And
SodaStrom,
Mulder
and
Wiener.
it's going to be the best franchise mode pairing you've ever fucking seen. Because they're not going to get good in real life, but holy fuck. Gotta watch out in franchise.
Oh, regarding the future of actually being in Arizona, did you see that one of their minority owners got arrested for like abuse, sexual? I didn't even remember what it was.
Some
Can we just
shit.
move this team to Houston? Like, I'm tired
Dude,
of this.
I don't even care about Quebec State anymore. Move them not to Arizona. Like, if it's Houston, I'm
Go
fine
put a
with it.
third team in New York. I don't give a shit.
There's
like anywhere
dude,
else.
It's too.
Go
There's
give
too
Toronto a
much heat
second
in
team.
Arizona. Dude, people are just fucking having.
Put a
These
team of
flashes
one
over there making bad decisions.
Put 2 teams in Vegas. I bet they'd still make just as much money.
Put one in
Yeah,
Salt Lake
yeah.
City.
Yeah,
Las
honestly,
Vegas.
Utah's a good idea. No,
I
Pierce, that's
know.
actually a good idea because the Jazz fucking do super well all the time. So there's so many spots you can go. Portland is another one. Like you could
Portland, Oregon?
What do we got so many options and they still stick in the desert? Like
In
I
Arizona?
don't get it.
Yeah.
No, it's so stupid. And like, you know what? For next question, I'm so fucking glad they're out of the Bedard race for now, because obviously they have like a 5% chance or whatever. But I want Bedard as far away from that franchise as possible. The closest he's gonna be is when he plays them on the Hawks 5 times a year. That's it.
I honestly, I'd rather him on the Blues than the Coyotes.
Yeah.
Honestly.
Because at least the Blues will put a team around him.
They already have. Okay. I don't want to speak. You know what? I might even be jinxing it. I will first jinx, though. Bedard, if he goes to the Blues, if this somehow happens, at least he has Jordan Kyrou, Robert Thomas, Jacob Vrana.
A real defense behind him.
They just need to get goaltending in there. And I hate that.
Dude, what do we just need to buy out Biddington
Yeah.
and they'll be cooking? Like,
and not re-sign Thomas Greiss.
this is not a fucking hard solution, honestly.
They should just sign Alex Stalock and they will be fine.
Dude, like, we say that as a joke, but it'd be better than what they got now.
Alex Stalock giving this performance on so many, like, how many non-playoff teams or like teams that are just battling for it could have used an Alex Stalock or maybe not necessarily Alex Stalock, but like the performance he's given. Like,
I'll go one further.
statistics.
If Tampa has Alex Stalock as their backup, they might be dueling with Boston for the 1 seed right now. Because go look at all their losses. Like, let me go see how many losses.
Brian Elliott has stunk. Dylan, that's amazing. I was thinking the same team.
They'd at least have they'd at least be ahead of the
Why
Leafs.
not just get Stalock? Just toss. They could have given the Hawks like a 3rd round pick. Like, sure, cool. Here's your backup.
19-11. Okay, so he's
not. There's no way he's 11, 6, and 2.
There's no way with the way I've seen this loser let in pucks. There's no way.
But he also has a.
He's playing.
All right, I guess
Tampa.
Vasilevsky
Come
has a
on,
bit.
you know that. You should
Oh
know
no,
that
guys!
he's
Vasilevsky's had a
playing.
down year. He's only a 9.16.
It's the whole Shesterkin thing. Oh no, he's only a 9.15. That's even though it's like his worst season.
Nah, but like you get my point. Like, go be a backup on a
Yeah.
contender and go win.
Yeah.
Like Pittsburgh
Ryan
could have used
Elliott.
him. Washington could have used him instead of Charlie fucking Lindgren.
Like,
No, but he was good for a month.
Yeah, so he's gonna be our
891,
backup for 30
jeez.
games because you know Darcy Kemper can start 60 games a year. Like, I'm sorry, when we called that out at the beginning of the year and got crap for that, yeah.
oh, that looks so good on you now, Washington. Good
Even Ottawa. Is Ottawa in a playoff spot if they have Alex Stalock?
Dude, is Ottawa in a playoff spot if they don't think Cam Talbot's the answer? I don't know. That
Yeah, we
question.
talked about
Maybe
it
they just
earlier.
keep Philip Gustafson.
They might be in that final wildcard spot.
But nope,
Okay.
out of Witowy, got no first. Chickwin's hurt, and they're probably not going to re-sign the blanket. So, looks good on you.
Alex DeBlinket being traded again?
Oh, but guys, we're gonna get a better return than last time. Don't worry.
Seriously.
Yeah.
God, I hate
Seriously,
Famous last word.
seriously unacceptable.
Seriously,
Seriously unacceptable.
Seriously.
Yeah,
Yeah,
this
we
is
kind of
Jesus.
touched on this a bit. So,
Witowy, that tornado is going to blow your fucking head off. Like,
You're getting swatted.
Getting swatted. Jesus Christ.
Told you guys the PJ's cast can't blow up.
Oh my God, Josh.
huh?
I'm sorry, I gotta cut this. Is Josh Morrissey hurt?
No
I'm gonna
way.
go with he's hurt
Ooh.
because he just got scratched for Logan Stanley.
Ooh.
And I gotta really, really hope that he's hurt. I'm just gonna hope that he's hurt. Now I gotta look into. I gotta look into it more now. Hold on, because there's just no fucking way that actually is happening right now.
Okay, Jets Morrissey out versus Red Wings with an illness. Okay.
Thank God. I was about to be like, Rick Bones needs to get fired right now. Are you fucking kidding me? Nah, but
Okay.
Logan Stanley back in the lineup. Let's go. Get excited, Leafs Nation.
Let's go. 6'8" defenseman in the lineup thing.
He wishes he was Alex Vlasic. Anyways.
Lowe's or Home Depot?
Home Depot. Next question.
Home Depot because they got the better music, and my mom works there too. Anyways,
Real. At BK
Thoughts?
every day.
Hell yeah, Whopper. Yeah, so we kind of touched on again thoughts on the sinking ship of the Winnipeg Jets and the criticism towards bonus and the ice time for it. Yeah, it's criminal. Like Ehlers should totally be traded to Chicago where he can play with.
Yeah, well, he'll go play with Bedard. It'll be fine. It'll be good.
How do you? Okay, it's a guy on Calgary. How do you say his name? Thoughts on Walker
Dueller or whatever.
Because whenever I think of how I want to pronounce the name, I think of that clip from SpongeBob where he's like his breath stinking. He's like talking to the guy in the theater. He's like, "Not at all, boy," and he's like, like I think that's how you pronounce the name, like Walker. Like that's how you pronounce the name.
Every time he scores, it's just you play that clip.
Yeah, perfect.
But
He's
fourth
a guy.
liner.
He's a guy, I guess. They should be playing Matthew Phillips because. Can we tell you signs with the Blackhawks?
They're all signing with Chicago. Isn't that clear already?
The whole Calgary team is coming to Chicago.
Nah. Just Lucic. Give us Lucic.
Let's go, Lucic.
I'm like so serious about that too. Like if we get
Lucic
Bedard or
will
Fantilli, go get
son.
Lucic. Just so like if they ever even try to hit them, they're gonna die.
That's a great idea. Okay. We'll let you go. I'll let you guys go. We'll end this podcast off. Gentlemen, it's been a pleasure as always. I hope you have a
Bro, where do we stop trying to give me cooties? What's your fucking problem?
Whoa.
Like, where do we don't know you're
Everybody, we're
well, Jimmy's dead.
Now that our podcast is
again.
over, what would you rate it?
I would give it 3 bucket hats out of 3.
Great. See you next time, bitch. To see behind the scenes footage, click the link in the description
below. I really thought you were gonna end
These
it off
pants
right
make
after
my
you said
ass look
bitch.
large. Yeah. No, that would have been a great place to end things off.